Hi, I'm Becky from OsteoStrong Sioux Falls, and I'm going to talk to you about plantar fasciitis. This is a condition that a lot of people experience. It is a pain in the bottom of your foot. Sometimes it's in the heel, sometimes it's in the forefoot, sometimes it's just a tightness and prickling in between the two. And I'm going to show you some tips on ways that you can help decrease this pain. Always check with your doctor first. Make sure that you actually have plantar fasciitis and that is the condition that you need to be working with. But plantar fasciitis is a tightening of that fascia at the bottom of your foot. And stretching your calf muscle is a great place to start. Your calves and your hamstrings overlap behind your knee. And so your hamstrings being tight affects your calves muscles. And so I'm going to show you some ways to stretch both your calf and your ham. First stretch I'm going to show you is just a typical runner stretch. You possibly done this before or have seen it done. I'm going to be stretching my right foot. So it's always a good idea to stretch both feet. Whatever one is affecting you more, you would want to stretch a little. If I have that pain at the bottom of my right foot, I would just come up to a wall and I'm stretching the leg in the back here. So I'm leaning forward into my left knee and pushing that right foot down into the floor. And if you can tolerate holding this for 20 to 30 seconds, that would be best. Get a good stretch in there. Like we talked about, that calf and hamstring overlap. So you might even feel this all the way up into your hamstring, and that's okay. Another way you can stretch your calf muscles is to just come up to the wall, put your forefoot up, and then lean into that. Again, holding for 20 to 30, if you can tolerate that. Another great way to stretch your calf muscles as well as the Achilles is to come up to the stairs, maybe the bottom step of your staircase. Hold on to your railing so you have something stable, and just drop one heel up. So I'm holding on, I'm digging that back heel down towards the ground, just to a tolerable degree, holding for 20 to 30 seconds. And you might as well stretch both because I guarantee they're probably both tight. I'm going to show you a way to stretch your hamstring and again, calf muscles in bed or lying down. You can use a towel, a hand towel, a bath towel, or a little blanket, and just lean on your back in your bed. You're going to put that towel around your forefoot and pull your toes down toward your nose. Now, here you will most likely feel that stretch in the hamstring as well as the calf. It should not be painful at all, just that tight stretch feeling. And it's probably going to be a little bit more comfortable for your lower back if you keep that opposite knee bent while you're doing this stretch. Again, holding for 20 to 30 seconds if you can. If it's more comfortable for you to do this sitting up, just sit up in your bed. Same thing, get that towel around that forefoot and just pull your toes towards your nose. 20 to 30 seconds. So oftentimes with plantar fasciitis, those first few steps in the morning are really painful. You feel that tingling, that prickling in the bottom of your foot. So in the morning when you get up, before you even get out of bed, just take your foot and actually pull your heel and your toes away from each other. So I've got one hand on my forefoot, one hand on my heel, and I'm just gently stretching that fascia at the bottom of my foot, just pulling away from each other. And just do this as tolerated, just a little stretching before you take those first few steps in the morning would really help that pain initially. Something that is commonly suggested for plantar fasciitis is to use a golf ball on the bottom of your foot. And I've heard people say they use a frozen water bottle or a tennis ball. Those things would work as well. I suggest a golf ball to really get in there and get that fascia released a little bit. So you're just going to put a golf ball on the floor and you're going to roll that ball up and down your foot, as well as kind of across, kind of zigzagging. So that fascia is all on here, and you want that ball to kind of zigzag across this way. And now you do need to put some pressure down into that ball. I actually need to sit further forward so I can really push down into that ball. It's going to have to be uncomfortable to get a good release in there. If it doesn't hurt, you're probably not pushing hard enough. It's back and forth. And this really just as much as you can tolerate. You don't need to overdo this. If you have that pinpointed pain in your heel, put that ball right there and really just dig in. It's so important if you have plantar fasciitis to always wear really good shoes with some good support. Even in the house, if you don't want to wear your outside shoes in the house, I myself have had plantar fasciitis and I have shoes that I wear in my house only. But you just want to always make sure you have some good support on your feet.